You're listening to the Dave Canning Sports Show. Here's your host, the voice, Dave Canning.
Welcome to my house. Play that music too loud. Show me what you do now. We don't have to go out.
That is right, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to my house. Welcome back to the Dave Cave. And most importantly, welcome back to another brand new episode of the Dave Canning Sports Show. Now, let's throw up some graphics. Wow, that's cheesy. Now, ladies and gentlemen, before we get started with today's show, let's give ourselves a round of applause. We did it, ladies and gentlemen. We did it. 8 months, but we did it. We survived the offseason. Woo! We did it. We survived the NFL offseason. Tonight, Thursday, we kick it all off. It's the biggest party of the fall, winter, and February. Who cares about Valentine's Day when you got that beautiful, beautiful Lombardi trophy you got to date with on a Sunday night? I tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, it is one of those things, yeah, they covered all the time, but it takes a long time to get from the end of the Falcons blowing a 25-point lead. Let us never forget that, because it happened. But we are here. It is time to kick the pigskin off, and let's have some fun with the NFL season. We're going to do that all throughout all 17 weeks of the NFL season. I promise you that. There will be a lot more shows coming with the NFL for the Dave Canning Sports Show. And if you want to just refresh yourself on the last game that happened for the NFL that counted, not the preseason. We don't count those. Go back to the beginning of this channel and go find the preview episode. Go find the recap episode of the Dave Canning Sports Show right here on YouTube, where I was only off by 2 points. 2 points for the game total score, 1 point on each team. And it was great to have fun with that. But now the season is back and it's time to kick it off. I don't know about you, but I'm ready for some football. So we have to start with the most controversial topic of the last 8 months. Now, before I get into it, this is about Colin Kaepernick. Now, this has nothing to do with him kneeling. This has nothing to do with him, and his views on police brutality. This has nothing to do with that. This is my opinion on why he is truly not on an NFL roster for week 1 of the NFL season or during the preseason at all. This has nothing to do. I'm not going to bring up my opinion on him taking a knee during the national anthem. I'm not, none of that, because I don't believe that has as much of a factor in it right now. Look, Sean McCoy went on record and took the words right out of my mouth. I'd been wanting to do this episode for a while, but I couldn't think of the right words to use when discussing this topic, because it is a very sensitive topic to a lot of people. There are a lot of people out there who say Colin Kaepernick should be on an NFL roster. There's people who say Colin Kaepernick should be nowhere near an NFL training facility, let alone on the roster. So, I had to think about this for a little while, choose my words wisely, because I didn't want to offend anyone or make anyone feel alienated by saying something dumb. I wanted to think this out a little bit. But once LaShawn McCoy made his statement, I could not have agreed more with it. And that is, the reason Colin Kaepernick is not on an NFL roster is because he is not worth the distraction. He is not a good enough player to merit the distraction he would bring to an NFL franchise. It's that simple. It's that simple. When there were rumors in August that the Ravens were going to sign him, that they were going to sign him. Not that they did. Not that he threw a football in the black and purple. Not that he took a snap under center. No, when there was thought that the Ravens were going to bring him in, everybody lost their mind. Call my mama good gravy, Miss Daisy. They went nuts. Coach Harbaugh is getting asked every question about Kaepernick. We're not being asked on how's the condition of Joe Flacco doing. Is this person going to make the practice squad? Are they going to make the main team? Are they going to make the 53-man roster? Are they going to get cut? What moves are you doing? What's your thoughts on your week 1 opponent or your preseason one? No, it's, hey, Colin Kaepernick this, that, and the other thing. Do you stand during the national anthem? What do you think of players who don't stand during the national anthem? And it was a mess. I am a Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan, for those of you who don't know. I'll explain that some other time how that happened. But as a resident here in New York, I only get to see the Bucs play when they're good. When they're good, like this year, they're going to be on TV about 3 times, maybe 4. They got a Monday night game, they got a Thursday night game, they probably got and then they're going to play the Jets and the Giants. So it's 4 right there guaranteed here in New York. And then maybe they have a Sunday night primetime game. We'll see, or just one of those random, nationally televised games. We'll see what happens with that. But beyond that, if the Buccaneers were to bring in Colin Kaepernick, we have Ryan Fitzpatrick right now. I'm happy with Fitzpatrick as the backup. He's a journeyman, and he's the backup. Colin Kaepernick coming in would bring such a distraction to this young team led by Jameis Winston, and, with the addition of Deshaun Jackson and Mike Evans coming into his own, this young nucleus that we have, I don't need them getting distracted by, hey, we know Doug Martin's out for a couple of weeks during the beginning of the season, but hey, what are your thoughts on Colin Kaepernick? No, I don't want any of that distraction coming to my team because Colin Kaepernick is not so good that he's going to change my team if they did bring him in. It's not like Tom Brady is a free agent that is having this issue. It's not like even Cam Newton is having this kind of issue. No. It has nothing to do with the color of his skin. It has nothing to do with his stance on police brutality. It has nothing to do with him taking a knee during the national anthem. As a person who has had multiple members of his family enlisted in the military and friends in the military that have sacrificed their own personal lives to defend our freedom here in this country, I was not against him taking a knee. I was a little slighted at it. But, if you want to make your statement, by all means, I have no problem with that. As an NFL fan, the problem I have is, can you take us down the field when it counts the most and we need some points on the board? You want to make a stance? That's fine. I don't care. And if I'm with it, I'm with it. If I'm against it, I'll make my opinion be known. But, if you want to go and say he's being blackballed because he takes a knee during the national anthem, there are still multiple players in the NFL who are taking a knee during the national anthem. They did it last year. They did it in the preseason. I'm sure it'll happen week 1. But to me, the distraction does not balance out the quality of play that's going to come in to camp, that's going to come in to the locker room. Because I'm sure he's still got plenty of friends in the league. I'm sure there are owners out there who, do not want it because of him taking a knee or his view against police brutality or any of that. I'm sure there's a handful of owners out there, and you know what? That's fine. But there's 32 teams. You're telling me not one has thought about bringing him in? I mean, look at the Ravens. They wanted to bring him in, but then just that media circus, it's a mess. It's an absolute mess. And the thing is, Colin Kaepernick has been quiet this entire time. What's his thoughts on it? I wish he would come out and make a statement. That's what I'd like to hear personally. I'd like to hear what he's thinking about this. Does he want to play on an NFL team at this point? I don't know. I would assume so, but we'll see. Time will tell. The NFL it's a brutal game. Concussions aside, injuries happen throughout the course of the season. Even the GOAT Tom Brady went down for an entire year once. But now you got Julian Edelman out. You got Odell Beckham potentially out for week 1 against the Cowboys with the ankle injury. So I guarantee you there's 32 starting quarterbacks, and there's, a couple owners out there who's going to have their QB go down. Please don't let it be Jameis. Who's going to say, you know what? I like our backup, but I don't like him to be our starter. So, maybe then Kaepernick gets the invite in and gets signed by a team. It's very possible. Folks, the Browns are still an NFL franchise. This could happen. You never know. And I'm not saying he's going to sign with the Browns. I'm not saying he's going to sign with the Jets. The Jets have made their bed. They're lying in it and praying for that kid from USC. I'm telling you, they want Sam Darnold. But we'll see what happens. 17 weeks. It's the greatest sport going right now on TV because it's all over the place. So we'll see what happens with the Super Bowl. We'll see what happens with Colin Kaepernick. We'll see what happens. It's a long season. A lot of stuff to be covered right here. You can tune in on the Dave Canning Sports Show. We'll have it for you. You better believe it. And that's going to do it for this episode of the Dave Canning Sports Show. Don't forget, you're hitting me up on all the platforms of social media. Make sure you go to facebook.com/DaveCTheVoice. Give me a follow out there on Twitter at DaveCTheVoice, and make sure on this channel there's a little button right below here. It's somewhere. Am I close? I don't know. It's somewhere down here. But make sure it says subscribe. Click it. Subscribe to this channel. Click the link. Have a laugh. Talk some sports. Comment below what your thoughts on the situation is. Sound off down there. Let me know what you think of the show, what you want to hear about it on the next episode of the Dave Canning Sports Show. And until next time, when that episode does happen, I am Dave Canning, the voice of Walter Panis Athletics. The shirts, they're coming to you soon, I promise. I promise. They're going over like hotcakes right now. But on behalf of the Dave Canning Sports Show, I am Dave Canning, reminding you to tell your mother you love her every day because, like Kevin Durant said, Mom, you're the real MVP. Good night, everyone, and God bless America.
Welcome to my house, baby, take control now.